The group of 7 richest democracies sought to counter China's growing influence by offering developing nations an infrastructure plan that would rival President Xi Jinping's multi-trillion-dollar Belt and Road Initiative. The G7, whose leaders discussed strategic competition with Beijing during their meeting in southwestern England, has been searching for a coherent response to the growing assertiveness of President Xi after China's surging economic and military rise over the past 40 years. The infrastructure plan is being led by United States President Joe Biden. The Build Back Better World (B3W) initiative will provide a transparent infrastructure partnership to help narrow the $40 trillion the leaders at the G7 summit hoped. An official of the Biden administration said that until now, the West had failed to offer a positive alternative to the lack of transparency, poor environmental and labor standards, and coercive approach of the Chinese government that had left many countries worse off. China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) scheme, which President Xi Jinping launched in 2013, involves development and investment initiatives that would stretch from Asia to Europe and beyond. More than 100 countries have signed agreements with China to cooperate in BRI projects like railways, ports, highways, and other infrastructure. Critics say Xi's plan to create a modern version of the ancient Silk Road trade route to link China with Asia, Europe, and beyond is a vehicle for the expansion of communist China. Beijing says such doubts betray the imperial hangover of many Western powers that humiliated China for centuries. The B3W plan discussed by the US, Britain, Canada, France, Germany, Japan, and Italy calls for spending hundreds of billions of dollars in collaboration with the private sector while adhering to climate standards and labor practices. It's designed to compete with President Xi's BRI, which has been criticized for creating massive debt and exposing countries to undue influence by Beijing. The United States also pushed the other G7 leaders for concrete action on forced labor in China, and to include criticism of Beijing in their final communique from a 3-day summit, the U.S. official said. Biden planned to press the other leaders to make clear that they believe forced labor practices are an affront to human dignity and an egregious example of China's unfair economic competition.